Well, hey guys, hi, another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. I'm Brent Abel. That dude over there is Jeff Jacklich. And today's topic, we are responding to a YouTube comment from Randy about trying to find, Jeff, as you were saying, kind of going the singing the kumbaya between power and consistency. So if you're struggling, if you're
Right.
confused about that, guys, listen to this episode all the way to the end because we got the answer for you. So the big question is this: how are tennis players like us who never played in the tour, weren't incredible juniors, or maybe got a late start to the game, how do we consistently compete at our highest skill level without having to grind through endless hours of on-court practice time and still be in the hunt for victory match after match? That is the question, and Gold Ball Hunting gives you the answers by helping you eliminate your skill level range so that you build a strong foundation of confidence. My name is Brent Abel, and along with my biz partner, Jeff Jacklich, welcome to Gold Ball Hunting. Well, guys, welcome. Another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us again today. Jeff, well, listen, before I ask you what's going on, I just want to remind everyone that you and I are offering a free private 10-minute, could be 12, could be 15-minute coaching call that all we ask you kind of bring that one thing in your game that you are struggling with, that if you could get it figured out, it might start getting you on the path of getting the result, the ultimate result, whether it's the singles or doubles that you're playing. And we want to help you do that. To get on the free private coaching call with just three of us, go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name and email address, click the button. You'll get access to our online calendar scheduler where you get to pick a date and time that works best for your busy schedule. And if you're already on our email list, well, then you look, come on, man, you know every time you get an email from us, right? It's right there. The link, click it, boom, shkay, do it. Let's get hooked up and we'll get in that coaching call. So, Jeff, what's up today, man? How are you?
Hey, doing good. Again, nearing that moment of getting on the plane and starting to work my way back to California.
That's right.
Via Texas.
That's right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm starting to get it. I've been as I've been accelerating toward this next transition, the days start to get squeezed and it's like, oh yeah, I got to take care of that too.
That's
right.
Yeah,
I got to take care of that too. Oh yeah, I got to take care of that too.
And oh yeah,
it's a never-ending list.
I'm running out of time.
Yeah, so, you check one thing off the bottom, and then magically another item appears at the bottom of the page.
That's right.
Okay, it's just it's nonstop. Anyway,
yeah, that's good. Well, listen, I know you had a great run last 5 months over there, Western Lawn Tennis Club in Pontiac, Michigan. I know you're also ready to get back to Northern California, and starting mid-October, you're going to have a couple of private tennis courts here in the Bay Area that you'll be offering lessons, on-court instruction. One will be here in the Lafayette area, a little bit east of San Francisco and Berkeley, East Bay. And the other one will be the North Bay, Napa Valley. So, guys, if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area living, or if you're traveling here, you got a little time, you want to get in the court with Jeff? Wow, what an opportunity. The best way to get in touch with you, Jeff, is let us know at goldballhunting.com. That's the email address.
Yep.
Or they can find you over at Facebook as well. Just search for Jeff Jacklich and you will find him. And you guys can figure out a time. You know what I'm going to do? I think we ought to actually give you a little calendar, a little online calendar of your own. If you want.
That's a heck of an idea.
Someone wants to just drop in and schedule something for you. Anyway, but until then, those are the two ways. The email address, let us know at Gold Ball Hunting, and then Facebook as well. So, Jeff, look, what I want to talk about today is we're going to respond to a comment which you ask everyone to do at the end of our episodes, to please leave us.
Right.
Let us know what's on your mind. And this one was left over at YouTube a couple of days ago in response to episode number 252, where we talked about, I think we're all kind of underperforming on taking advantage of incoming second serves. We ought to be doing some more damage with our return.
Right. And
our boy Randy left us a really good kind of comment / question about he's a little bit confused maybe on what we were talking about, or how does he actually find that harmony between being aggressive and letting it still be consistent. So let's talk specifically about that second serve, return to serve. And I know that you and I kind of have the answer for him. But first of all, I want to say, hey, Randy, man, if you're listening to this episode, thank you so much for leaving us a comment, because we definitely love to read and respond to these. And gosh, we're doing a whole episode on it. So, Jeff, what are your thoughts in response to what Randy said and kind of the comments to the question?
Yeah, well, first it's like, his first three words are, "I am confused."
Yeah.
But he explains it, so he's very clear about what he's confused about. So that's big, though.
Is that an oxymoron?
Isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Military intelligence, you can go on and on about, what those are, right?
Jumbo shrimp.
Jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
Live lobster, dancing. Okay, we'll just
right.
Okay, leave it there. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So he's trying to first, back off how aggressive he was being,
right,
and find more consistency,
right,
in putting that second serve in play and getting a higher percentage of second serves back in play, which he says he's done. He said he's about 85% of returns back in play, and that's really good. That's really good. And he's solid slice off both sides, even better. That's a controllable technique to get the job done. And then and so then his next statement, though, after he gives us a little bit of the stats there, is, "I don't have a feel for balance between consistency and power." And so, he's worked his way back now to consistency, and now it is now gauging, like, it's not stepping on the gas pedal all the way to the floor. Now I'm going to try and go for power. It's this, what's the next rung up on the ladder that the control doesn't drop out of the bottom.
Hey man, I think that's a great foundation to have. I mean, I'm really happy
right,
that he sort of found that consistent spot, that consistent foundation, because I think it's much easier mentally once you sort of accept, I got to get consistent, rather than just going for, from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. Because a lot of players try to back off of the power quotient to try to get more consistent. That's frustrating. That's really hard to do. I really like what Randy's done here in terms of, I found the consistency, but I'm not inflicting enough pain.
Right.
And so from there, Jeff, what would you suggest in terms of a practice, a drill, a something that will kind of get him to start inching up in the power, the power
right,
quotient, while at the same time not going too far ahead where now he's lost that consistency? Because look, I mean, all this is what you and I are trying to do, man. I mean, you and I are trying to help players reduce their skill level range, which, by the way, no one else talks about, and they should be, because when you reduce your skill level range, right, where it could be from day to day or it could be from point to point. You play a great
right,
point and then you play a sucky point, right? And you need to be able to bring the bottom up to the top of your skill level range so that you build confidence. And that's where confidence is built. And that's really the whole foundation of what gold ball hunting is all about, is helping you guys reduce your SLR. And this is specifically
right,
a way to do that. He's consistent, but he's really not inflicting
right,
any pain. So then he tries
right,
to inflict more pain. Well, he goes too far. He goes too far
right,
to that end of the scale, and now he's not consistent. So
right. So he's looking for, as he explains even more, what kind of target should I be looking for as I do that, and get in there and do that. So, on the return to serve, go right back at the server. We want that ball landing halfway between the service line and the baseline, and find your threshold. At what point do I start to hit that ball long, or do I start to get a little anxious and maybe pull it down into the net, right? Where is that? And then can you then practice for a few weeks, finding that elevated but not off the chart, right? So elevated from where I was, I'm still holding on to some consistency. I lose one occasionally, but now all of a sudden I've upped the ante on the return to serve because I've narrowed my target to this one target. If you're off by 6 feet left or right, the ball is still way in. Right. And so that's what we're talking about. Is like when you start to up the ante and being aggressive, I've got to pick that safer target. And so that would be one. The other thing for his on the serve side too, body. Go body, make the person get out of their own way, and start there.
Yeah, I think that, and look, everyone's looking for the tip of the day or for the quick fix. And Jeff just laid out something that sounds so simple. It's like, well, can it be that easy? It sounds simple, but it's only easy about 2 months into it.
Right.
It's not easy by it's not easy by tomorrow, right?
Right.
We've given you really kind of the path to get on, but this takes work. It's not like you're climbing Mount Everest, but you just got to put in the work. You got to put in the work in terms of feeling what is that. He's way too consistent. I'm not saying he's way too consistent, but he's just he's probably getting the ball to land halfway between the tee and the baseline.
Right.
But that one's sitting up. What we're talking about is that's your target. Let it land there, but drive that sucker, right? Whether it's slice, whether it's a Rosewallian heavy slice.
Rosewallian.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
I know. Yeah.
That is just pure poetry. Man,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to put that on a bumper sticker or something. That was
Rosewallian. And for those of you that don't know who Ken Rosewall was, what? Come on.
Yeah.
Go look him up.
Complete opposite of Orwellian, but
That's true. That's true. But I mean, whether you're doing that or whether you're semi-topping it more in the forehand, that's fine too. And look, I mean, his was in response to how do you take advantage of a second serve that's coming in, obviously a little bit slower than a first serve. How do you take advantage? Well, you got to find, first of all, and this is tough. Stroke technique wise, the first serve is got more pace. So in theory, there's the less stroke technique you have to do to be able to borrow some pace and do some damage. Second serve, it's probably sitting up a little bit. You got to bring stroke technique. And that's really where it gets rough, man, because if you go too much stroke technique, the ball's gone. Right.
So let's make this clear too, that let's assume the opponent you have has a decent, we'll just say a decent first serve. So on the first serve, can we be, the goal, I feel anyway, should be, can I be at neutral off the return, off of his first serve? Can I be at neutral off of that return? Not going, not trying to go for too much and giving him kind of free point after free point every time he makes a first serve. I don't want to do that. And I also don't want to just, bunt the ball over there and just let him tee it up after his first serve. But can I find that target, and the same target on the second serve too? It's just the second serve, that ball's coming in a little slower, and we're going to have to generate, and we have time to do it because it's a second serve. We're going to have to generate a little more aggression off of that at that same target, So in the first serve, though, can I be at neutral and just,
well, look,
knock that?
The way that you find that spot is that you just practice the living crap out of it. I mean, you just totally compress time, the learning curve, into call up a couple of buddies.
Yeah,
like, dude, look, I need you to serve.
It's not complicated.
I want you to serve. Just serve second serves to me. And we don't even have to play out the point. I just want to get the feeling of how do I up the ante in terms of the power without losing consistency. All right, you get one guy out there on Tuesday, you get another guy out there on Thursday, and maybe someone else on Saturday or Sunday, right? 15 minutes, that's all it takes, and then you reciprocate, well, dude, what do you want? I'll
5 minutes of backhands, 5 minutes of forehands, and then let the guy go random.
Right.
Don't start out being random, though, because that narrow it down. Put yourself in a position that being successful is possible.
Right. Yeah. Listen, and when you think about targets, I mean, Jeff said the landing point over there is a drive that is, let's say right there in the middle between the tee and the baseline. But the target to me is not that. The target is a spot above the top of the net where you feel, I can actually drive the ball to this safe target above the top of the net. You're no longer concerned about the ball going out because the baseline's not part of your target. It's not like, I got to keep it inside the baseline. And if you're standing back returning serve, you're looking through the net at that spot. You're not tall enough to look over the top of the net. Maybe you've gotten top of the net and looked over, you could see it. But back there, a foot or so inside the baseline, dude, you're not tall enough. You're looking through the obstacle. So find a spot over the top of the net, which is much closer to you than that spot that Jeff just mentioned, and just work that thing. Just come up with some imaginary little paper plate up there or something like that. Know where it is, and that's your target, and just hit that sucker with some confidence and authority. And you're going to find out, whoa, that's a little bit too much. Whoa, that's a little bit not enough, whatever it is.
Right.
So,
but this is one of those things that you got to put in the work. I mean, there's just no avoiding it. There's no magic bullet here. The target isn't the magic bullet. It's just simply, there's the landing strip. That's where I want the ball to land. Okay, let's stay, and how difficult is it to do it? I can tell you it's as simple as this instruction is. Brent, you and I have both been on the court with players, asking them to do this, having a server serving to this guy or gal, and having them do it 2 times in a row, and then the third time they try to go up the line or they try to do something else, and you look at them and you go, I'm sorry, did I change the instruction? No, but the ball was kind of right there, and I thought maybe I should. And it's no, don't help. Don't help. Just do this one task. Yeah. So you're going to have to corral your mind. And every time you do it once, go back, reset the mind. Here's my target. That's where I'm going. Regardless of what kind of serve I get, that's my target. And you've got to be able to, override your creative side on this ball I should do something else.
And just because you hit 2 dingers in a row, 2 really clean ones, right back up the middle, over that net, lands right where you want it to land, that does not mean that all of a sudden the neural pathways got it.
No.
It's going to take a few thousand, right?
It's going to take a little bit of work.
And so when we talk about, and look, I know Randy. I mean, I know this dude. He'll do the work. I mean, what we're talking about right here, I know he will go out and do it, and he will make sure that the neural pathway gets severely grooved. That's good. That's a very good thing. And so for you guys out there who are telling yourself, I'm putting in the work, and the work is just, a couple of times, all right, I got it. No, you don't. You don't have it. It's going to take longer than that. So good stuff, Jeff. Listen, guys, before we sign off today, let's see. Well, number 1 is free coaching call, right? Free private coaching call we've got offered. Again, 10, 12, 15 minutes, whatever it takes. But bring that one thing in your game right now that is not working out for you, that you got to get solved. And if you got it resolved, might start getting that result, the ultimate result you want, whether it's singles and or doubles. Go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name and email address, and you'll get access to the calendar where you get to cherry pick a date and time that works perfect for you. And the other thing I would say, and I want you to start actually adding this into your outro. I'm just keep adding stuff to you. So you've got 4 things, 6 things with that thing. Here's a 7th thing. Here's a 7th thing. No. I know, it's another thing. Guys, please send an email to someone today. Just throw in the goldballhunting.com URL and just say, man, these guys are just awesome stuff. And
share us. We're shareable.
Yeah. And that's another way of sharing it. Rather than just clicking the share button at YouTube, no, man, actually spend 47 seconds crafting an email to your buddy. I mean, look, if you did it yesterday, thank you. But I know that you got more than just one friend out there. So every day, that'd be great. Jeff, what do we want to find?
It's a 30-day challenge. It's a 30-day challenge. Ooh. We want one person a day.
I like that.
For 30 days.
Well, if they'll do that, then we ought to give them something pretty awesome. Yeah. I think that we ought to reciprocate.
Okay, we'll talk after this and figure out how to track that.
We'll do that. Okay, good. Jeff, what do we want the fine folks to do right now? 7 things, man.
Well, we just did 7, so I'm just going to do the 6 now, right? Is that right?
No,
Am
I want you to start
confused?
practicing. I want the neural path. I want the neural pathway to start getting grooved on this.
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below, like Randy did.
Yes.
And iTunes and Stitcher, rate and review. And you know what?
What?
You're at your computer or you got your phone in your hand
Yes.
right now. We know you do, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear my voice. Send a message to a friend that you
Right.
like,
Yeah.
because you want to share this beautiful information with them, and,
Yeah.
and send the link.
Yeah.
Send the link to come check us out.
What is the link that they should be sending?
Well, they can go to goldballhunting.com.
That would be it.
And that would be it.
That would be it. Simple. Easy.
Simple.
All right, guys. That's it for us today. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Until tomorrow, get out there and help someone else. Have a spectacular day. Jeff, let's do this again, Bob.
I can't wait.